Hello all, my name is Patrick Mitchell and I'm a certified teacher of Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR. This is an 8-week training in mindfulness meditation with a special focus on reducing stress and suffering by increasing self-awareness, resilience, and well-being. So in this video, I want to give you a brief overview of the 8-week MBSR program and also invite you to the free online MBSR orientation session, which is happening in a couple of weeks. So MBSR was created by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Medical School in 1979, and the program was originally designed to help medical patients who weren't responding to their traditional treatment for a range of conditions, including heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, psoriasis, anxiety, depression, and a number of other conditions. So the program consists of 8 weekly classes of 2.5 to 3 hours each. And in each class, participants learn a different mindfulness meditation practice. So there's guided instruction in body scan meditation. This is a detailed meditation on physical sensation. We also learn mindful hatha yoga, so it's very gentle yoga to develop self-awareness rather than to achieve any particular posture. We also do guided sitting meditation and guided walking meditation. There's also eating meditation and several other mindfulness-based meditation practices. In addition to the guided meditation practices, there's also time for small group and larger group discussion to talk about our experience with these practices, how they are integrating with our daily life, and what kind of discoveries we're making and what kind of challenges we might be having with these practices. So in addition to the weekly classes, in the 6th week of the course, there's also an all-day mini retreat, which is basically a day of silent practice in which we go through a flow of different mindfulness meditation practices that we've learned up to that point in the course. So in addition to the classes and the all-day mini retreat, a major important component of the MBSR program is the home practice assignments. So participants receive 4 45-minute recordings of guided mindfulness meditation practices that they've also learned in the class, and that they are assigned to practice every day. And this is a way to really integrate the mindfulness practice with one's own daily life and really get a chance to directly experience the benefits of mindfulness meditation and also to deepen in one's own practice of these skills. They're really skills that we can build. So this MBSR program is really, we can think of it like a training program, like going to the gym and 1 repetition is building our muscle. This is a kind of muscle of attention or muscle of self-awareness. A number of wonderful benefits can come of doing this program. One can discover a kind of inner resources of peace and calm, and one can develop self-awareness that allows one to regulate one's response to situations instead of just reacting with a lot of fear or anger or stress. One can just pause for a moment and discover that there's a lot of options and possibilities for responding instead of just fearfully reacting. So we really can move deeply into our own experience of life, and all our experience we'll discover is composed of these rising and falling waves of pleasant and unpleasant and sometimes a neutral experience. So this MBSR program is highly experiential. It's really not about theory and information. It's really about directly experiencing the present moment, rising and falling waves of pleasant and unpleasant and neutral, and then realizing that at all times we have this awareness that we can carry with us and employ in whatever situations we're in. So when we're experiencing wellness and joy and beauty, we can really be present for that and really have a rich experience of that. When things are neutral, we can realize that there's a lot to be investigated and discovered and noticed in any given moment. And when things are uncomfortable and stressful and unpleasant, we realize that there's a lot of nuance there, and there's a lot of possibility for taking care of ourselves and calming ourselves and skillfully responding to situations. So over the past 40 years, the MBSR program has been rigorously studied and tested in hundreds of clinical randomized trials using fMRI and many other techniques. So I'll just point to one study at this moment. So in this meta-analysis, in which they looked at a bunch of previous studies, research from the fMRI brain scans showed objective evidence that participating in this 8-week program reduced the gray matter in the amygdala, which is associated with alarm and stress reactivity, and increased gray matter in areas associated with memory, learning, and emotional self-regulation. And again, these were objective evidences or objective proof that participating in this 8-week program actually physically changes the brain through regular daily practice for 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation. The MBSR program is a significant time commitment, both in the weekly classes and for the all-day mini retreat, and also for the daily home practice assignments. So one really has to consider whether one is able to commit that time and also that attention, because these practices are challenging. 45-minute meditations for the home practice, and basically moving into one's experience, which at times can be quite unpleasant and uncomfortable, isn't easy, but the results can be very powerful and life-changing and healing. We can really get a sense of integration and oneness and healing through being with ourselves in such a focused and caring way. So that's another thing to emphasize, is the program is really based on self-compassion and taking care of oneself and being kind and gentle to oneself. Mindfulness is a very adaptable and flexible practice, and really is about acknowledging where we are in the present moment and learning to be with things as they are. Not immediately rejecting things that are uncomfortable, but learning how to be with things as they are. And even if they are uncomfortable, we have tools and skills and practices to develop a bit more patience and a bit more tolerance of things in our lives and things in ourselves that are uncomfortable. So if you are interested in learning more about this MBSR program, I'll be teaching it online starting in September, and a part of the course is the orientation day. So that's a 90-minute online class, which I'll be teaching, and you can look at the links below and go to the Tokyo Mindfulness Center if you want to register for this program. You can also find a link to my website, Tokyo Stress Reduction. There's a bit more information on the MBSR program, as well as a testimonials page. You can see what other people have said. And there's also links to a few more of my videos there. And hope to hear from you or see you at the orientation session. Thanks a lot.